Hi, I'm Nathan Ahern, and I'm the co-founder. Oh, not co. I'm the founder here at co-founder. You could say I co-founded it with Betty over there, because Bronze Betty didn't exist, or at least the name of it didn't exist until she did. But no, I am the founder here at Bronze Betty, and today I wanted to take you through cleaning or looking after your bronze, and it's very similar to brass. Bronze and brass are quite similar. In my view, bronze is just easier to deal with because bronze has got a little bit of aluminium in it. And that little bit of aluminium it stops it from corroding as quickly, so you don't get that really quick, it doesn't degrade as quickly, the finish doesn't degrade as quickly, whereas with brass, you sort of need to create and this is just talking about the gold version, this version here, you need to sort of create either a coating on it or you need to chemically treat it a little bit to give it a protective coating. Whereas ours is specifically designed to look great just as the gold color, which is why we use the bronze configuration. Brass, supposedly, your brass could have aluminium in it, doesn't have aluminium in it. So today I wanted to show you how you look after your bronze, but first of all, I'm going to take you through the different, what bronze can look like. So this is bronze. This is this is our crab claw bottle opener. So this is bronze that we haven't polished since we made it. But it's been protected. It hasn't been outside. It hasn't been, taken around the place. It hasn't been impacted. This is another one. So that's probably been touched a fair bit more. This one has been sat, I don't exactly know where this one's been, but you can see that no one's touched it. So this has been created when it was first made, and this has come out, I specifically went and found this to find one of our products that's never been touched since it's been manufactured. That one, you can tell it's got a little bit of a touch to it, but it hasn't been polished. This one hasn't been touched or polished since it's been made. And you can tell it's easier as a comparison of those two next to each other. This one's definitely been polished. And how I know that is I'm going to show you a comparison between these two. So this and this are the same product. This one, you might be able to see some dirt there on it. This one we got flooded in February 2022. And this one stayed in the dirt. It looked just like this when it got made, and it got flooded and laid in the dirt for a number of weeks. So it's been underwater, it's been wet, probably longer than a couple of weeks actually. You could probably say a couple of months. Anyway, that's the difference the two look. And this one looked exactly the same as this one. And so what I did was I took, they will both look the same. I polished this one so that it went gold. And this took about 10 minutes. And what I did to make it go from this look in here to this look is I used Brasso. Just good old Brasso. You give it a bit of a polish and get it on there. And that's what it turns out like. Now, sorry about the coughing, I've just had a bit of a cough lately. This is Bronze Betty. She looks a lot smaller when she's further away. And she has never been polished after manufacture, but she's been outside as well. And so that's the color you can expect to get after it's been left outside. You can polish this look, and it'll come back quickly to this look very, very quickly. And you can just use Brasso. Sometimes if it gets really bad, actually I'm going to show you a slightly different look. Now this is bronze that's been chemically treated, and this is about as bad as you're going to get from the perspective of trying to get something off. Unless, like some of our stuff, I've left it outside for a number of years to try. I've left stuff underwater, so we have crocodile skulls, the ones that just look just like this. We have ones like this that I put in the pond for a number of years with fish. It's done nothing to the pond, the fish are happy as Larry. They get quite dirty because they go from being fully underwater to being out of the water. And so the algae grows all over them. They get, a little bit corroded, then they go fully dry, and then they get wet again. And currently they're completely underwater. I'm looking at them now. So this is like a chemical treatment that we do to the bronze, and it takes it. These are exactly the same product. We chemically and heat treat this, and it makes it look like this. And every now and again, we've got none of these and a lot of these. And instead of running a production run of these, which you can't really just do one production run, we have to do many at the same time, because there's a lot of effort in starting up everything. What we do is, instead of that, is that in that case, what I'll do is I will use electrolysis to remove the outside of this. And it just takes off that chemical treatment, and I can polish it back to this color. That takes quite a bit of time. Mostly because what we don't want to do is damage the bronze. We just want to weaken the layer on the outside, enough that I can buff it off with Brasso, or I've got a buffing wheel. Sometimes I'll use, with that buffing wheel, some of the really light compounds. Sometimes I'll use toothpaste. Toothpaste is a bit abrasive. Or I'll just put Brasso on it. So I'll wet the buffing wheel. I just put one in the drill. I don't use the big one to do this sort of work. I put one in the drill and do it that way. And someone put too much Brasso on it, or it'll flick everywhere. It smells. But that's how you look after them. And you can bring them. We can bring most of them back, as long as you haven't left them underwater for a really long period of time, or especially salt water, because the salt water really gets into them. You can bring them back to looking like this pretty quickly. And as I said, it doesn't take much to go from here to there. So yeah, hopefully that answered all of your questions about what you can do to. Oh, actually, it might not have, because we sometimes get asked this question, which is that how do you remove that dark patina off of it? And I almost got to that before, and then I didn't quite add it. My apologies. So how I get rid of the chemical treatment is a little cool trick of using electrolysis without electrolysis. And what I do is I get a little container that can fit this bike, so that laying down in it, like I'm putting it inside a container, and I don't want it to be much bigger than the bike. And then what I do is I scrunch up a bunch of aluminium foil, and I lay it in the bottom. And I want as many contact points and little bowls as possible, like little divots in the aluminium as possible. Then I put that in the bowl with the aluminium around it, and I don't cover it. I just put it so that it's one-sided, so that it's touching but not covering it over. Then I fill the bowl with vinegar, quite the strongest vinegar you can buy. I think what I get from local Coles, like the 6% vinegar. And then what I do is I put in bicarb soda. And that bicarb soda reacts quite strongly with the vinegar, and you would probably know this. And what it does is it creates that chemical reaction, or the electrical reaction, with the aluminium, the vinegar, and the bicarb soda. And I just slowly add it over time until all the vinegar is sort of used up, and then I leave it overnight. And when you wake up in the morning, all the aluminium has millions of little holes in it, like it's disappeared. And you can start to rub this off even with your fingers. Excuse me. And that's pretty much it. And then after that, get the Brasso out, buff off the rest of it. It's pretty good. So thanks, Sid. Thanks very much for watching, and sorry about my coughing. And if you've got any questions, give me a hoy, and well, we can answer them if you can. And see you next time. Bye.